Alright, so I already know what you're thinking. Hey, what's with this really weirdly crisp audio that doesn't line up with the video at all? I have some news to break to you. So as some of you already may know, I crashed my 2024 Ducati Panigale V4. Tragic, I know. But I do have a banger of a YouTube video to describe to you today. I unfortunately did not get my motorcycle crash on camera. Like I've said in previous videos, I usually don't like to film while moving. It helps conserve battery on my GoPro, which is already very limited. I usually only carry about 2 or 3 batteries with me when I go out riding, and I was already on my second one this night and I was on my way home, and so I just decided to ride with it off. I really didn't think anything was gonna happen. This was the first time I had the V4 out riding since I got pulled over for allegedly doing 143 miles an hour, which is what you guys saw in the previous video. Now, I've heard through the grapevine since posting that video that the police departments in those areas are not happy. Apparently, a red sport bike, has been terrorizing those areas, and due to the incident that I had on video, those police departments believe that bike to be me. Now, I'm not going to get too nitty-gritty into the details, but what I will say is I barely rode my Ducati this year, and I barely rode through the areas that these police departments exist in. So I don't believe the bike that they've been looking for over these past few weeks is me. However, I did hear that they were going to look for me and that they wanted to make an example out of me. The night I decided to take my Ducati out, I decided to just ride chill, which is really hard to do on a Ducati Panigale. I don't know if anybody watching this video has any experience, but it is a very difficult thing to do to go the speed limit on that bike. To go the speed limit on the Ducati is very hard to do. It's a race bike. It's an 1100cc race bike. It's built to go as fast as humanly possible. But that is what I decided to do yesterday. I met up my friend Brian at our local Sheets. We rode around for a little bit, got some food, and then we started to head home. The entire ride, we were riding like completely normal civilians. I am talking the exact speed limit everywhere that I'm going. And now on this night, I was wearing my Shoei RF 1400 helmet. I was wearing my $100 Alpine Star gloves, one of my favorite gloves that I own. And I was wearing these stupid little Dainese boots. They're not really like motorcycle boots. They were advertised as motorcycle boots, but these are basically like Vans. Like they're not really actual motorcycle boots. And I was wearing Old Navy jeans with a hoodie. Stupid, I know. I literally remember looking at my Alpine Star leather jacket on the way out of my apartment that day. I remember looking at it and thinking, wow, that would probably be the safer option to wear, and then actively choosing not to wear that. Basically what I'm saying is I did this to myself. Anyway, after me and my friend got our burritos, we had a good time. We were sitting down eating, chatting. We were watching cops go by, back and forth, probably looking for me. But we then proceeded to jump on our bikes, hit up a gas station, and then start heading home. So we jump on the highway, and I start getting that feeling of euphoria. I just ate a big burrito. I have the wind flowing through my hoodie. I feel happy. I felt good. I'm looking over at my friend who's going a little bit faster than me. I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I'm having a good time. And my eyes were looking over at my buddy, squinting because I was smiling. When suddenly I felt a jolt in the handlebars. It yanked the handlebars to the right. And in that split second, I remember reaching my left hand over, trying to reach the other handlebar to try to correct the bike. I pushed with my right hand to try to correct the bike, and there was no moving the handlebars. For whatever reason, I couldn't move the handlebars back to the correct position. I dared to call this speed wobble because there really wasn't any wobble and there wasn't much speed. My best guess is that I hit something in the road or the front tire slipped or something like that. But regardless, the front tire lost traction for a second, bounced the handlebars to the right, which then proceeded to throw me off the bike to the left. What happened to the bike after that, I have no idea. I still haven't seen the damage to the bike as of recording this video. All I know is the bike slid quite a good distance. And as did I. I just remember tumbling and tumbling and tumbling, seeing the flashes of asphalt and the stars in the sky, feeling my body slap against the pavement. Absolutely no mercy. I heard the pitter-patter of asphalt on my helmet. Thank God I was wearing a helmet. I'm literally tumbling for so long, I start to recollect my thoughts and realize, hey, I have leather on my hands. Why don't I use my hands to slow me down? Which is when I proceeded to try to Wolverine claw my way to a full stop. My legs are destroyed. I got exactly what I deserved for not wearing any gear, and I accept that responsibility. I knew the risk when I went out not wearing any gear. That's fine. I have medical coverage. I'm going to be okay. There's not going to be any stupid biker GoFundMe to help me raise money for my medical expenses. No, I'm fine. The bike is insured. Everything will be okay. I'll be back on 2 wheels in no time. But what's not okay is obviously the extent of the pain and how much this actually hurts. I cannot tell you how bad this experience actually does hurt. And if I can change at least one person's mind to wear gear next time they go riding, I consider that to be a success. Because let me tell you, if I didn't have insurance, this would probably be one of the most expensive experiences of my life. It already is one of the most painful, physically painful experiences of my life. So if you have any semblance of care about yourself, I implore you, wear your motorcycle gear. Especially if you already can afford it and own it, wear it. It's worth it. Anyway, back to the story. After I finally stopped tumbling, I was still in the middle of the road, so I remember getting up and running to the side of the road. It had just rained for a couple days previously, and so when I jumped into the grass, I immediately found myself in about 2 inches of water. I collapsed into the water, my helmet filling up with water as I sat there. Very quickly, I regained my sensible consciousness, and I began to pull my helmet off of my head so I could breathe. And I slowly began to crawl my way out of the water, back to the road. My friend Brian turned around and rolled up on his V4 asking me if I was okay. I didn't know how to respond. I just kind of looked up at him and I was in pain. I just had that pained look in my eyes. He asked me if I needed an ambulance and I just remember replying, yes, please. I then had a moment in my head where I realized, hey, I should probably film this. Probably because I'm partially brain rotted by making content by this point, but also because I think it's important for people to see what that looks like. What someone who didn't wear gear looks like on the side of the road after crashing their motorcycle.
Yeah. That's my first fucking batch of road rage.
You want me to call an ambulance?
What?
You want an ambulance?
Yes, call an ambulance.
Take the phone, Jake. Okay, it knows where I'm at. Hi, there's a motorcycle that just crashed. I'm on, I think the phone will say I'm on 480, right before. Oh, she's a nurse, good. Yeah, we're going towards Cleveland. Right before where it splits to 71. It said exit 9 is in front of us, next right, rental car, exit 9. Yeah, he's awake, he's just laying in the grass. He's talking and stuff. I don't know, he was behind me. I just saw him crash in my mirror. Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah, he's got a helmet on. He had helmet, jeans, gloves. He was in the far right lane. His bike's still in the middle of the right lane. Yeah, we're right before where the airport is. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I did too. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. You know what happened?
I didn't see it. It was behind me. I was up in front of him.
It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. It's a strange sight for sure. I wasn't proud of it. But regardless, that's what it looks like. I obviously have to cut it a little bit short because I can't show, obviously I start bleeding everywhere and that's not very safe for this video. But my point is it hurts and it sucks and you don't want to look like that. Had I been wearing even the most basic of motorcycle gear, even non-leather, just some stuff with some minor padding in it, I probably could have went home that night. But the difference is I didn't. And so I didn't get to go home. What preceded that was a night in the hospital that was nothing but excruciating. I had countless x-rays, CAT scans, and then finally when it came to clean out my wounds, my road rash, it was probably one of the most painful experiences of my life. I had extremely powerful pain meds, and I can't even tell you that they didn't do anything. I felt every rock, every scrape of those nurses cleaning that crud and crap out of my wounds. It sucked. My point is, you don't want to end up like that. So, what's next for Matthew Woods, or Jake, whatever you want to call me? I'm not going to quit riding. I'm a little bit bummed right now that it's really nice outside and I have to be cooped up inside. I'm currently staying with my parents and they're helping me out through this process, but no, I'm not going to stop riding. That was never part of my mission. In fact, I already miss being on two wheels and I can't wait for the first day to be back on it. It's just going to take a little bit of healing. As for the V4, I have that bike fully insured. So I'm just waiting on insurance to kind of decide what they want to do with it and then go from there. I still have no idea the extent of the damage. I've seen pictures far away of what the bike looks like and it looks all right, but I guess we won't know anything until we actually take a look at it. Regardless if it's paid to be fixed or just totaled out, I am kind of unsure if I want to continue my motorcycling career on 1,000cc motorcycles. I've been telling my friends about this already, but Owning 3-liter bikes this summer has been a nightmare. I bent the V4 wheels back in spring. That bike sat waiting and waiting on parts for basically the entire summer. The S1K obviously has had tons of issues that I've been documenting on my page. The H2 has been relatively issue-free, but that bike is more ridiculous than any of the other bikes I own, and is really more of a bike that you ride every once in a while, and not a bike that you want to go take out and enjoy a ride on. I still have my Supermoto, and I still have my MT-07, and I plan on riding those bikes a ton, because I really do enjoy riding those two bikes, and that's kind of what I perceive myself as continuing to ride. So just give me time. I'll be back on too. No worries. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video to kind of clear up any sort of misinformation. I got a lot of people DMing me these just crazy things. Like someone said I wrecked running from the cops. Like, no, I wouldn't be free making this video if that was the case. There's just some like really dumb misinformation out there, so I just wanted to come out here and tell the whole story. With that being said, dumb things happen on bikes sometimes, things that you can't entirely explain. It just really sucks that this had to happen while I wasn't wearing any gear, but hey, this is a really good lesson to learn. Even if you're just going for a short little ride out, if you don't think anything's going to happen, that's usually the ride that's something's going to happen. It's always the rides that you're going balls to the wall, redlining the bike everywhere you go, nothing's going to happen. Those are always the rides where, like, nothing happens. You get home that night and are totally fine. It's the rides that you go out expecting for a chill ride, nothing to happen. That's usually when something happens. So, heed my warnings, my fellow little YouTube watchers. And with that being said, I'm going to continue to work on old content. I have a ton of stuff over the summer, like my California trip, tons of rides with my friends I haven't even began to touch or even look at. So I'm going to be sitting down editing a bunch of those types of videos, and I can't wait for you guys to see them. They were originally meant to be shared over the winter, but I was planning on traveling back to California anyway in the winter, so I'll have fresh stuff by then. Hopefully I should be healed up by then, so it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I hope you guys have a safe rest of your night. I hope you guys have a safe rest of your motorcycle season, because I know it's coming to a close here, but still have a ton of time left to get into some crap. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself, wear your motorcycle gear, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.